Welcome back to this video here. This one is a specific problem that the grade 7s actually have to do. It is question 4 on page 24 of your second book. So I want to go over something like this just so you have an understanding of what to do. So the question, I'll read out the question for you. It says a painter spent $500 on art supplies. Complete the chart. So here's the chart. I added the total part at the bottom. So when you have percentages, you know the total needs to add up to 100%. The fraction one, I'm leaving it blank for now. You'll see why I'm leaving it blank later. So now now you have 3 different values filled in. But if you start problem solving, you should be able to figure out the percentages right away. You have 45 here. This fraction tells us that it's 3/10. And you know that when you divide, so let's write down 3/10 here at the bottom. 3 divided by 10 equals 0.3. And you know that you can multiply this by 100, it gives you 30. That's 30%. So you know that this is 30%. So now that you figured out the 45, you know the 30, you add these two together, it's 75%. Well, 100 minus 75 leaves 25% for this. So because you have the percent, you have the fraction. 25% is 25 over 100, and I'm writing it on this side for a reason. You'll see why later. And 45% is 45 out of 100. Okay? So let's start figuring this out. I'm going to come back to the fraction at the end because I know that's usually the trickiest part. So now we need to figure out the money. So we need to figure out 30%. Couple ways to do this. I'm going to show you the cross multiplying way. So we know that 30% is 30 over 100. And the total that the artist, or the painter, whatever, spent is $500. Well, you have a cross multiply set up. So just grab your calculator or do it on the side. Don't care how you do it. 30 multiplied by 500 equals 15,000. Divide this by 100. This is 150. So they spent $150 on this. Now 25% and 30%, those two numbers are really close to each other. And with bigger numbers, you can see that these two answers, they're pretty close to each other too. So you know you're on the right track. Now for the Canvas part, I'm gonna do cross multiply again. I know you can just add these two up and subtract this, but I'm looking to avoid any calculation mistakes. So I'm going to do it 2 different ways to get this one here. So let's look at this here. What? 45% out of 100. So it's 45 over 100. And we know that the total cost was $500. So I set up my cross multiply. 45 multiplied by 500 equals that big number divided by 100, 225. So $225. What I need to do to double check is I need to add these 3 together to make sure they add up to 500. 125 plus 150 plus 225, that is 500. So I did the right thing here. Okay, I know my calculations are correct. So I just did this as an extra step. I didn't have to do it, but at your age, if you are in elementary school or middle school, wherever you're watching this video, if you're watching from outside of Canada, welcome, and thank you for watching. This way, it reduces your mistakes, okay? This is why I do the extra step. And if you practice this extra step enough times now, you won't have to do it as you get older. Let's go back to this here. I want my fractions to all look the same here. So I know that 25 over 100, 25% is equal to 1/4. I said I want the fractions to all look the same. I actually want to reduce the fraction. That's what I meant to say. So 1/4, 3/10 is already reduced. Now I just have to reduce 45 over 100. So I know I can divide both of these by 5, because 5 and 0 are both multiples of 5. So that'll give me 9 over 20. Okay, so this will give me an answer of 9/20. Now, we know this is out of 100. Okay, so it's obviously has to be 100 out of 100. But if I wanted to have these as a common denominator, which I'm not looking for, by the way, but if you wanted to do a common denominator with these three values, your common denominator would be 20 in this situation. So I'm going to keep that as equals 9 over 20. 3 over 10, we have to multiply it by 2. If you need a refresher on how to do this, my channel has videos on this. I'm not going to go through all those details now. And to get this out of 20, you need to multiply it by 5. So 5 out of 20. So these, sorry for blocking the camera. These here the numerators have to add up to 20. 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 9 is 20. So that equals 20 out of 20. Okay, so this is how you would solve problems with percentages, fractions, decimals, and money. So there are a lot of examples you could use. Watch my other videos to help tie this all together. And if you dig deep through my rabbit hole of YouTube pages on my account, you'll see that I've done lessons from here, lessons about this from 2015 with a previous grade 6-7 class. The videos are a little long. That's when I was new, and it's mostly with kids doing it. So if you got nothing else to do, it's raining outside, check out those videos. I appreciate you for stopping by. Hope you guys have a great day. This coronavirus thing will end soon. We'll be back in a classroom. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.